Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back. My name's Ivana, if you're new here, and I am 33 weeks pregnant. I know there's been a lot of questions surrounding my pregnancy, becoming a mom young, about being happy during pregnancy, about not being married before having a baby, about so many things. And I never really answer them because I feel like it's hard to answer someone in a comment section for a lot of these questions because you really want to be able to explain what you truly mean. So I figured we're just gonna do a good old school Q&A, the proper YouTube way. So I asked on my Instagram for some questions and there's literally so many. Like, look at this. So we have a lot to get through. I haven't looked at any of them yet, so I'm just gonna go through and pick the ones that I feel like most people would like an answer to or that I find really interesting. Yeah, let's just chat a little bit. Pop me somewhere in the background, go do your hair, do your makeup, eat your food, or you can just watch the whole video and look at my face. Let's get going. By the way, these are not all pregnancy related questions. There will also be some general questions that people have asked that I will answer. Right, first one, very sweet actually. This is from my best friend. How's it been going, mama? And what are you most/least excited about? It's been going really well for me. For, I would say, the past 5 months, I've actually been feeling fully myself, just plus pregnant. However, in maybe the last 2 weeks out of those 5 months, I have suddenly really felt like I've been sharing my body with another person, which I quite literally am. What I mean by that is I've been feeling a little bit more pregnant. You know, my body's starting to ache a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit tired again, the same way I was in my first trimester. And I'm starting to feel like I don't have as much freedom within my body, which I can't say I'm loving. I'm not, because I really like being able to move and being able to just go about doing what I just want to do, not having to consider what I'm doing because I have to take care of a baby that's inside of me. But I also respect the process and I'm very glad she is growing, and it's actually, it's a good sign that she's growing. The fact that my body can provide for that and the fact that I just have to take some sacrifices in how I feel for her to grow well is worth it to me. But it's definitely starting to feel like, the last few weeks of this pregnancy, it's starting to get a little bit more intense on my body because she's big now. This is a big belly I'm carrying with me every day. Now, what I'm the most excited for is meeting her. I know that's so obvious, but I literally cannot wait to meet this girl. I just want to know what she's like, what her little giggle is gonna sound like. I want to know what her cry is gonna sound like. I just want to know her so badly. And what I'm least excited about, I think that would be my body having to heal after giving birth. I wish I just could skip that part. Are you nervous for the birth? Have you done anything to help prepare? I was initially a little bit nervous for the birth. I went a big portion of my life being super scared of giving birth. Like maybe until I was 21, 22, I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm doing that. I'm getting a surrogate. I'm not giving birth. I want kids, but I'm going to figure it out another way, because I was terrified. And that's, I highly believe, because of either stories I'd heard, movies I've watched, just the way that birth is portrayed everywhere is not positive. So that's obviously how I thought it was. I thought it was a bad experience. Now, I grew up a little and I found the love of my life, and I started to feel that I really did want to experience being pregnant. So once I got pregnant, I definitely wasn't as scared as I was back then. But the birth was definitely still a contention point for me, and something where I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to deal with the pain that I assumed would come with that, And when I just got pregnant, I was like, straight away, I'm just going to get the epidural, which is like when I just got pregnant, I thought straight away that I was just going to get the epidural when I was giving birth, which is like the painkiller that they give you. You basically go numb from the waist down and you just feel pressure rather than pain. And then as my birth went on, I was like, hold on. I think I want to be in control of my birth because my body knows what to do. If my body can grow a whole baby, it knows how to get this baby out. And if I'm numb, I don't know what my body is trying to tell me that it wants to do. I don't know when my body wants to push. I don't know how my body wants to move, what position my body wants to be in. And then I suddenly felt like, no, if I really don't want that experience. I really want to feel everything so that I can instinctively give birth. And also I figured, it's true, and everyone says that this is true. Well, I don't know it because I haven't experienced it yet, but everyone says this is true. It does push you to your absolute limits and a little bit beyond. But when else am I going to get to do that? When else am I going to know how powerful of a woman I really am, basically? Do you know what I mean? So I want to feel that so that I also know what I'm capable of. And all this fear around the birth turned into excitement after all those thoughts. I have also done some birth prep. I had a birthing teacher we did like 4 sessions with, and she just put a lot of positive reinforcement around birth into my head, which has been super helpful. Like, it's just the way that it's framed in my head now is completely different. Birth is a positive experience. It's a natural experience. It's quite literally supposed to happen. The part that everyone's scared of, which is the contractions, they literally can't overpower you because your own body is creating them, You're not going to this hospital because you broke a leg and that's something that wasn't supposed to happen. You're in this hospital because you're bringing life to the world. It's a beautiful thing, not something that's gone wrong. So I'm not nervous anymore. I'm very excited. I also have the most amazing boyfriend who sat through all these birth classes with me, and we really know how we're going to be doing it. I'm just going to focus on myself. He will do all the external part. He will talk to the nurses. He will make sure everything's going to plan, and I can just focus on me and this baby and getting her into the world safely as my body wants it to happen. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. This same person asks who I hope can be in my labor room with me. I only want my boyfriend there. My boyfriend and I we spend so much time together. We spend pretty much every waking minute together, and we've got such an deep understanding of each other and what each other needs. I just know that just having him there, I won't feel distracted, and I just know that I can lean on him without having to mention anything. So it'll just be him, and then my mom will be very nearby. What will you miss most about being pregnant? I wonder if I will miss it, because I've loved doing it, but I think I've only loved doing it because I know it's gonna come to an end. I think if I was like just forever pregnant now, I would really rather not be. So what I'm gonna miss, let me try to think of something. Maybe just the fact that everyone smiles at you. That's honestly quite sweet. Everyone smiles at you as soon as they see your pregnancy belly. Are you going to continue to post on YouTube after you've had Akira? 100%. I really see this as a documentation of my life and something for me as well. Like, I watch my old videos all the time, to be honest, just as like a little memory book. This is kind of like my journal, and I fully intend on documenting my first weeks with her and continue documenting the foreseeable future of my life on YouTube. So I am not going anywhere. Don't you worry. I love your aesthetic. You're so cool. Do you think your baby will be interested in fashion like you? Honestly, I have no idea. And if she's not, that's completely fine. I do hope so though, because having little mini fashion me, that would just be the cutest thing ever. I also think my aesthetic has changed a lot while being pregnant, which is very interesting. It's gotten so much more whimsy and colorful and in a way childish, but in the most fun way, which it wasn't before. And I think that is because I'm having a little baby girl, and I just know that that's going to be fun for her as well. So it's automatically now fun to me again. So I hope so, but I have no idea. Has your mind changed to a parent mindset, like being more careful, etc.? No, it has not. And I think I don't want it to. I don't think there's a need. I think overall in life, I'm already careful enough. Like, just, I'm logical with the way I live. And I do not want to dim anything down. I don't want to make any experiences less of an experience, because we need to be super careful. As long as we're being safe, which I always do anyway, I don't think it's necessary to adapt into a parent mindset. I just think, for me personally, that would make my life and my baby's life more boring and more mundane. And that's something I don't want. This baby's going to be living for the plot just like her parents. And that's very important to me. Have you always wanted to be a mother? Yeah, but I was never one of those kids who even really played with baby dolls or anything, or would push a little pram around. Like, not Really. As soon as I met Adam, I always knew I wanted to have kids with him for sure. I've always wanted to have kids, but I was not like, I've never been super maternal, is what I would say. Like other people's kids, I won't really go there. Like I'd rather just smile at them and, maybe wave or something, but I don't really interact with other people's kids, which is interesting. So I wouldn't say that kids like other people's kids ever got me super like excited or something, or I was super motherly towards anything. Well, my cats, I do love my cats, but that's like not the same thing at all. But I always knew I wanted my own kids, and I couldn't be more excited to be becoming a mom. Like I'm genuinely, the excitement is like runs all through my body. I am so excited to be Akira's mom. Relationship tips. The biggest relationship tip that I have is that I don't know about soulmates and stuff. Like I do truly believe that Adam and I are soulmates somewhat, but I don't think soulmates look how most people expect them to look. I don't think you can expect to find the perfect puzzle piece to your life, like to a T. I think that's really, really rare. It might be possible, but I think it would be so rare. And I think you have to understand that when you find a person who you love and who you think is amazing, but they have some qualities that you don't think are right for you, and you have some qualities that they don't think are right for them, you're more than welcome to work on these and change some things for each other. I think there's nothing wrong with changing for each other to an extent. Don't lose yourself, let's think logically about this, but I think you're not gonna find a perfect pair right from the get-go. Adam and I have worked super hard on our relationship over the past 5 years and turned it into what it is now. Do I think that now we are a perfect pair? Absolutely. But it took some time to get there. It took some hurdles. It even took some time off. You can work on a relationship to make it perfect rather than as soon as you see a flaw in someone breaking it off. I think that is not the right thing. Personally, depending on what the flaw is, of course, take that with a pinch of salt. What do you do for a living and what is your job? I actually think this is a question that many people have for us, because some people can't really put together why we can just kind of do the type of activities that we do on YouTube whenever we want, because we don't have 9-to-5s. But let me just quickly tell you what my job is. My job is social media. I make money from social media. I used to make money modeling. I've now switched it over to this. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, not really. It doesn't really pay me yet, but it's getting there. YouTube, I just love. Yeah, that's my job. That's how we make an income. And Adam does the same, and he's now also an actor and will, I assume, soon start making money from that, although he's really not doing it for the money. He's doing it because he absolutely loves it. But yeah, that's why we can make our own schedules, basically. Someone asks, is pregnancy lit? My boyfriend wanted to know too. Honestly, yes. It's as lit as you make it, but I would say I've made it lit. I have had a really fun time. Like, I'm just having fun with the way I'm getting dressed. I'm having fun showing off my belly. I'm having fun feeling her kick around in there. It is lit, honestly. And I do think I'm going to take the last month of pregnancy, which will be soon, to kind of chillax a little bit more and just really feel super present and chill. But that doesn't mean you can't be lit and chill at the same time. I think pregnancy is lit. When is Akira gonna arrive? She is due sometime in April, so springtime, which is amazing. Having a spring baby, I'm like so excited for that. The weather's gonna be lovely, flowers are gonna be blooming, and I'm gonna have a little newborn. It's just the perfect time to me. If you could tell yourself one thing before getting pregnant, what would it be? Really obvious one for me. Prepare your body more. And what I mean with that is work out. That's literally all I would say. The one thing I wish I'd done more is weight train pre-pregnancy. I wish I'd strengthened my back more so it wouldn't hurt as much now. I wish I'd been in more of a gym routine so it would have been easier to keep up during pregnancy. I think it would have helped my body feel a lot better now. That's all. And then following up on this might be a good question. How do you keep so in shape during pregnancy? You look so happy and healthy. So even though I feel like I didn't work out enough pre-pregnancy, I have been very conscious of what I do during my pregnancy. I've been eating very healthy. I've made sure that I don't eat too much. Yes, I snack here and there for sure because, it's just more fun like that. And I'm already going through a lot, so I allow myself that. But I just don't overconsume, and I still make sure that I do work out here and there, make sure I stretch every day, and just take care of my body. I'm not just letting this pregnancy happen to me, I'm making sure to maintain as much as I can, because I'm also very conscious of after pregnancy. If I do these things now, it will make postpartum a lot easier and smoother, and that's very important to me. What do you think will be Akira's passion? Honestly, again, I have no idea. I do think we will definitely get her into Muay Thai as soon as she can because Adam's obsessed with that and it's good for anyone to, know how to fight. And I'd like to put her in maybe ballet or something. I just feel like that's fun. I did it when I was young and I loved it. We will see. Whatever she gravitates towards, we'll let her do. Like as soon as she shows interest in something, we will nurture that because I think that's so important. I also think it's important for parents to like somewhat push their child, not in a sense where I'm pushing her into doing something that I think she should do, but as soon as she shows real interest in something, to really encourage her to follow that through because you never know what it can turn into. How does it feel when the baby kicks? I've been asked this question so many times, just by my boyfriend even. It's so hard to describe. She's actually doing it right now. Let's see if she kicks back. Did you see that? It was like the tiniest one ever. Akira, hello. Hi, baby. It just feels like just imagine you ate something and it came alive and it started kicking you. I don't know. I actually don't know how to describe it. You're gonna have to become pregnant to find out. How has your daily routine changed since becoming pregnant? It hasn't changed that much. Like I would still say I'm working all day, every day, but I definitely allow myself to, like, if I need a nap, I'm napping 100%. And, like, I think also Adam has become a lot more, like, focused on my well-being. I think my well-being is just, like, the utmost priority now. Not that we didn't do that before, but now it's, like, instant. You know what I mean? Have you gone thrifting or baby shopping for any more baby clothes? Yes, I will be posting another thrift with me in literally 2 weeks. So subscribe because you will see that. Will you vlog the birth? I think yes. I think we're going to go into it wanting to film it, and then if it tends to be too much of a distraction, then we will stop because the priority is to get Akira here safely and healthily. The vlog is not going to be the priority in that moment, obviously, but I am going into it wanting to capture this because I also want to really, really watch it back. So I've passed that job over to Adam and we will record it as long as the space stays right for that. Did you get morning sickness? If so, how severe? I got very lucky in terms of morning sickness. I only threw up one time this whole pregnancy, but that was because I was driven around in a Tesla. And I think it was more the Tesla driver's fault than it was my pregnancy's fault. And my morning sickness subsided after, I think, like week 8 or something. And it was never very severe. Like a couple of rice cakes would solve it, which is very lucky. Advice to your 16-year-old self. At 16, what was I doing? Okay, this is very personal to me, okay? Don't just take this advice. But I would say don't bother going to uni. There's actually no point. And figure out another way to move to the city. I know you need the money. I know you need the loan. But just get a couple jobs or something because uni is going to be pointless. And there's no point getting into that debt. What was the most exciting part of the pregnancy process? When do you feel most beautiful? I have to say, I have felt very beautiful during this pregnancy. Even though my acne came back and my body looks different than what it did like before, but I felt beautiful. I think the fact that my body's made to do this is pretty spectacular to me. I'm also reminded every day by my boyfriend how beautiful he thinks I am, and I have to say that does help. I don't know. I think I feel my most beautiful when I'm at my happiest, and I'm very happy right now. I think that communicates outward as well. Would you have another baby? I'm not sure. I think I'm quite happy with one. I think our family will feel quite complete once she is born. How can I grow as a person, especially at an age where there are so many expectations? I'm 17. Well, you obviously have to respect your parents. You, I assume, still live under their roof and, you're not 18 yet. But I think a huge thing from the way you've worded this as well is you don't have to live up to other people's expectations. You only have to live up to your own. So really understand the expectations you have for yourself and understand what would make you proud for yourself and stick to that. And if that is really the truth, other people will be proud of you too. So that's just a byproduct. Don't do things just to make other people proud. Do things to make yourself proud. Is there anything that you don't like eating but find yourself loving to eat now? No, and I'm so upset about it. I was so hoping that I would start to like olives or pickles because I don't like olives or pickles, but I still don't like olives or pickles. I've had no fun pregnancy cravings. In fact, I've had no pregnancy cravings at all. Do you guys ever fight? I assume you're talking about Adam and I. You're such an inspirational couple. I want some insight on the backstage. We have never screamed at each other. We have never had a fight, which is amazing. We have bickered loads. I think recently our bickering has very much subsided. We don't really bicker anymore, but we are very constructive towards each other. Our fights, I suppose, like our disagreements, are more of okay, let's really learn something from what just happened because we're about to be parents. So we don't want to have these conversations in front of our baby. So let's just figure it out now, figure out what went wrong. So we just talk forever about whatever will have just happened so that we can both come out of it knowing how to not repeat that. So I wouldn't call them fights. I would literally call them constructive criticism. What would you say to the women who are afraid of being pregnant or being a mom? Consume only positive birth stories, birth experiences, because yes, it's possible to have a birth or pregnancy that may not be ideal, or things can of course go wrong. Things can always go wrong. We're just we're humans. I think remember that people are much more likely to talk about a bad experience than they are about a good one, because that's the news that people want to hear. I mean, literally turn the TV and turn on the news. There's only bad news. It's how we're designed. We're just more interested in that. And just know that it can be very beautiful and very chill. It's a thing. And I think also a lot of moms feel bad sharing that their pregnancy's been easy or their birth's been easy, because they may assume that they're undermining the women who have had tougher experience. But I don't think that should be that way. Because I would say my pregnancy's been easy, and I really have my fingers crossed that my birth will be easy. And I know a lot of people who've had the same experience won't share it because, you just feel like you should be silent about it. But there's so many positive stories, and our bodies are literally made for this. It's normal and it's supposed to happen. There's nothing wrong right now in my body. It is designed for this. So don't be scared. It's beautiful. This is interesting. If everything you have built crashes tomorrow, how would you react and how would you rise again? Honestly, I have thought about this so often. Adam and I always talk about if we just suddenly lost everything, what would be our plan B? There's just so many things you could do with life, I feel like. Adam and I always said we would probably run a really good nursery. I feel like we'd be really good at that. I would be down to get back into photography or something. I don't know. There's so many options in life. I'd love to maybe start a acai bowl shop or something. I know I'd first have to find the capital for that, but figure that out somehow. We'd figure it out. Do you think you will raise your child similarly to how you were raised or differently? There's one thing for certain that I always carry with from my mom and that I will take into my parenting from my mom, and that is just to shower this baby with this positive love and just happiness. The main memory I have of my mom as a child is how happy and excited and positive she always was. That really rubbed off on me, and I would love for that to rub off on Akira. So that is the one thing I'll be doing similarly. Differently, I think there'll be a lot of things, just because, honestly, mainly just because it's such a different world already. How will you deal with body image after having a child? I obviously hope that I'm able to just get back to my pre-pregnancy body as soon as possible. If that doesn't happen for some reason, which, there's you can put work in for this, but I'm sure there's some aspects that may be out of your control. So if that does happen, I think it will be tough for me, especially because of the nature of my job. But I will be able to deal with it because I will have brought my baby into the world. But I do think, in all honesty, I think that would be hard for me. And I think I will do everything I can to get my pre-pregnancy body back by working out, eating healthy, doing body rehabilitation stuff. It will be a priority for me, in fact. What advice do you have for people who are in doubt whether to have kids or not? I think if you're in doubt, you shouldn't do it. You're responsible for someone else's life. And I think if you doubt something, that is not fair. A lot of people ask, is there something that you think should be talked more about in pregnancy? So I just want to preface again, just the positive stories, just how much of a positive experience it can be. Everyone knows about the negatives now. It's kind of like telling someone that riding a motorcycle is dangerous. They know that already. We just need encouragement and positivity and excitement to be around it. I think that's super, super important, because that's something that I feel like I have lacked to be able to consume positivity. I think the first thing people say to you when they find out you're pregnant is oh, it was really hard for me, and oh, I was in labor for this long and you're gonna gain so much weight and you're gonna swell up. And, they only really say negative things. And I just think, what's the point? Like, actually, what's the point in telling someone that? Until maybe they're then dealing with it and then you can help them out of it because you've already been through it. But before any of that's happened, there's no point. What made you feel ready to have your first baby? Initially, Adam and I always thought we were going to have a baby at earliest 28. So that's still in a couple years. So it was kind of somewhat of a sudden change of mind, but we were very sure as soon as we changed our mind. The main thing was that the way our life is set up, the way our day-to-day is set up is so perfect for a child to be inserted to. She's gonna literally be able to spend all her time with us. We have so much energy because we're still so young and we can give this all to her. I just think everything made sense, and we were also very happy being young parents. We really loved the idea of that and the fact that, our child can really be our friend as well as our child. That's really exciting to us. What are your opinions on your kids having social media? She will not have social media for a long time. I don't think it's a place that a child needs to be on. I think she will experience plenty of it through us because it's literally my job. I don't think TikTok is a place for a child for a long time. You're just exposed to so many things that I think are so unnecessary as a young girl. The way I've seen some 13-year-olds act because they're on TikTok is kind of insane to me, and I think it's a shame, and I don't want that for her. Is there anything you did in health prep for getting pregnant? Yes, the month before we started trying, I made sure I ate super healthy because I just wanted my body to be in the best state possible for a baby to start growing in there. And I started taking prenatal supplements for at least a month. That was really important to me. Do you believe that the knowledge of parenting will come to you intuitively, or do you read a lot? I actually am expecting it to just come intuitively somewhat. I think, again, like, we are made to raise these little humans that are ours, I haven't read any books on parenting. I also don't think I want anything to influence me too much and to overbear my natural feelings towards what I should do. If I ever run into something that I'm confused about or troubled about, then I will seek information. I think Adam and I are going to do a really good job. I really do believe that. How did you come up with and why did you choose the name Akira? We can't remember how we came up with it. We were just kind of saying different sounds. I don't remember who said it. One of us said Akira. One of us said Iroh. We came up with a boy's and a girl's name. And we just both, straight away, liked both of those names so much. We looked them up after, figured out that they were both Japanese, actually. And they were actually both boys' names, but I don't care because Akira to me is a girl's name. This was before we even decided if we wanted to be parents in that moment. We didn't even know we were gonna have a baby yet. And then we've never ever thought of any other names. Those were literally the only name we had for a girl was Akira. The only name we had for a boy was Iroh. We're probably gonna give Akira Iroh as a middle name. What's your favorite thing to do while pregnant? Easy. We have Akira time almost every night. Adam and I will sit in bed and we will kind of somewhat communicate with her, I suppose. When I am relaxed and ready to fall asleep tends to be when she's the most active. So we just sit there and we will poke her and wait for her to poke back, which she really does. It's actually crazy how present she already is. And Adam will talk to her and oh my god, she loves Adam's voice. She literally will move zoom to wherever his mouth is, and it's so beautiful, and it makes me so happy, and I can see that it makes him so happy too. So Akira time is my favorite. How has carrying a child changed how you think about yourself? I have become a lot more proud of myself and also realized how much I just can deal with stuff. I'm really just doing this. What traits do you hope Akira inherits from Adam? His thinking. I think he is such a good thinker. My mind can be just quite blank all the time, which is honestly also a blessing in many, many cases. And I don't really want that to change. I'm in turn a very chill person. But on the opposite spectrum, Adam is such a thinker and is so good at thinking things through and having foresight, and I think that's so respectable, and I think that has changed my life so much and has been such a positive influence on my life, and I really hope Akira inherits some of that. It's such a good skill. I think it's so cool. How are you always so happy even when you're pregnant? Don't you ever feel sad? I am a very happy person, and I am very blessed to say that. I don't feel sadness very often. I think it's just because I have a very chill outlook on life. Do I ever get sad? Yeah, for sure. For sure I do. I'm very lucky to have my person with me all the time, aka Adam, who is very good at getting me out of it and chillax and just being like, okay, it's time for you to just sit down, like just come get a hug. But it doesn't happen very often. And I think a lot of this I got from my mom. A lot of this is just my mindset around life, is that nothing is that deep to me, which in my case is a very positive thing. I think in some people that could be a negative trait, but for me it's very positive and allows me to just exist. And I really enjoy the way I exist, and it makes me happy, and I just make sure I do things that make me happy, and I smile a lot. For this last question, I'm gonna actually call Adam in. I was not expecting.
This is what it's like. This is what it's like when you want to become an actor. Is that you spend most of your flipping Tuesdays sitting around in a tiger onesie eating ice cream.
Okay, the last question is, what is the most important values you and Adam want to teach Akira?
To never be afraid to ask why. To demand to know why in a lot of cases. Like, I'm never ever going to be the kind of parent that tells you because I said so. Because I don't think that's ever a valid response unless you're in an emergency situation.
Yeah.
And even then, they would still get an explanation after. I honestly think that's the single biggest way that you can set your child up for success. Because when they know why, then things become less confusing, and it also gives them the ability to discern between.
Yeah, I think there won't be anything that where we say like this, it's just an adult thing. Like, it's just the adults talking. I don't think we'll ever do that.
She's gonna be an adult one day.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen this in myself, and I've seen it in a lot of my friends growing up. Is that you become an adult one day, and you're like, what the fuck? There's all these adult things we have to do now. If we just started learning them from a young age, like, and just also to be brave.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that the world is a really exciting place when you're brave.
That was a really good answer, actually.
Can I go finish my ice cream?
You can go finish your ice cream. And that was it from me, guys. I love you. And goodbye.